Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chaos Chronicles.
Navigating the randomness.
I'm Jess.
I'm Connie.
And today we are back to hop in for the next 3 episodes of Breaking Dawn.
Next 3 chapters.
What did I say?
Episodes.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, it's episodes for us, chapters for y'all.
Yeah. It's already been a long day, guys.
It has.
Not recording-wise, just life-wise.
Yes. Yeah, no, these are not recorded first thing in the morning.
They used to be.
Used to be when we had different schedules.
I miss those schedules.
I do too. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of here we are, if you want to find us at other places, you can check out all of our social medias. They are linked in the description below. And we also have our very fun Who Knows What Wednesdays, which are true crime related, which maybe you need to purge yourself from Twilight and you want to listen about murder. Go for it.
They're not always about murder either.
No, sometimes we have government alien yetis.
We do have that. Sometimes we, let's see. When will this come out? Sometimes we talk about cute cats, and that'll be coming up on Wednesday.
I was not in that episode, but I'll take her word for it.
It was a lot of fun. You should go watch it, in a couple days.
When is this? Is this episode May?
This
10th?
Current episode will come out on May 10th. The cat one will come out on the 14th.
Nice.
And that one's with Trent. And we had a good time recording that one.
That comes out on the day of my hardest final. So I'll just take a little break after that and watch that.
There you go. That's a good something to take your mind off of it.
Yeah, well, I can't take it too far off because 2 days later I have another final.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course my hardest final. I'm in the afternoon section of classes, and whoever scheduled the finals decided, you're in afternoon section. Let's give you a 9 a.m. final.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense.
Should be during your normal class time, is my opinion.
That's what I say.
That's usually how it goes. That's how mine went.
That's how it should be. All last semester, same thing, 9 a.m. finals, even though I have afternoon classes. Is this a first world problem? Yes. Is it my problem? Yes. Am I going to be upset about it?
Yes.
Even though I know I can't change it, I'm still going to be upset.
That's okay.
I live a good life if this is my biggest problem.
Well, speaking of another problem, are you ready to get the next 3 chapters done?
Let's rip that Band-Aid off.
It's not that bad, guys. We're being dramatic about it. I understand that. Don't come for me in the comments.
No, it's just, it's been a year of Twilight.
Yep. So we're almost done. And now that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, we're excited for something new. We're very excited. And we have something very fun coming up. So
It'll be exciting. And oh, good, we did hit record. Sorry, I just had a moment because I looked down and I didn't see the numbers. I'm like,
because it's in a different spot now.
Now it's up there. Okay. Oh,
this is what happens when they change things every couple days.
It feels like that. It feels like it went through a phase of like an update every week and then like nothing for months, and it was getting super frustrating. And now I swear every time I'm coming on to record something new.
Same.
Well, we're getting it figured out.
I mean, I have appreciated some of them. So some of them have been really good.
Yes. So far, nothing has been awful.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But anywho, you're not here for us rambling about who knows what. So
yeah, that's a Wednesday's episode.
That's a Wednesday's episode. So 28, 29, and 30 are the chapters we're covering today. Chapter 28, The Future. Carlisle and Edward weren't able to catch up with Irina. Alice had seen that she had come to make peace with the Cullens. I also forgot where we were too.
I know, that's why I was like, hang on, where did we leave off?
And that is the real reason why we skipped the summary this week.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think of the summary until you started talking, and I was like, oh, wait, where did we leave off? We haven't recorded, though, in like...
I think it's been a month.
It's been a month.
Yeah. Carlisle called Tanya to tell her what happened. Tanya and Kate hadn't seen Irina since they came back from the wedding. They were so upset that she was so close but hadn't come back. Alice was looking into Irina's immediate future, but nothing was concrete. Alice could just see that she was upset. Days passed and Bella's trip was getting closer. When she got back from that trip, they would be off to South America. Every detail had been covered. Bella hadn't told Charlie about the long trip yet. She didn't know how to break it to him. Emmett and Jasper were excited about hunting there. There would be jaguars and panthers, and Emmett really wanted to wrestle an anaconda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm immortal and I have the strength of a vampire. I am not wrestling an anaconda.
Not going anywhere near one.
No. Have you seen the Florida guy who yoinks stuff? Yeah. And he's looking for the pythons and the anacondas. No. I have questions for that man. Mainly, are you dead from mosquito bites? Are you okay in the head? The answer is no. With love, the answer is no.
If you're wrestling all these snakes and stuff.
He's walking around in the swamps of Florida at night. Barefoot.
What if a crocodile just comes up and...
He's yoinked.
Or is it alligators? Or is it...
I think they're crocodile. Either way, they're terrifying, and they make me believe in the fact that dinosaurs must have also been terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of gators.
No.
Anytime I see them when I'm in Florida visiting my in-laws, I'm like, nope. My husband's like, that's cool. Let's go check it out. And I'm like, no.
We're Midwest girls over here.
Nope. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm less scared of a moose than I am a crocodile.
Mm-hmm. And they're pretty scary.
Moose are terrifying. Wow, we really do not want this chapter.
Anywho, let's do it. We got
it. Okay.
Okay. Esme and Rosalie focused on what to pack. Jacob was setting things up for his absence. Alice was moving slowly around the big room, no doubt focusing on the blurry future. She had a crystal vase in her hand as Bella tried to distract her. Suddenly, the vase slipped from her hands and it shattered against the ground. Her eyes were halfway there. Edward gasped. Jasper leapt to Alice's side and shakes her. What is it? They're all coming. The Vulturi. Not long from now, there is snow, so a little more than a month. This isn't about Bella. They're all coming. Arrow or Aro, I don't know, and I'm sorry.
Who cares at this point?
Chaos?
Caius.
Dang it, it's a 50-50, and I will never get it right.
Hey, I'm sounding confident, but maybe I'm wrong too.
And Marcus.
That's the only one we feel like decently confident on.
I am pretty confident on Marcus.
And watch it be like Marcus or something.
Knowing my luck and my track record, yeah.
Well, then we'll just say it's French, and we do not have a good record with French.
I don't even for English. And I speak it. Every guard member and even their wives are coming. Jasper interjects that the wives never leave the tower, not even during the Southern Rebellion or when they were hunting the immortal children. Edward assures him that they are coming now. Carlisle is confused. Why? They have done nothing. Even if they had, what could they have possibly done to have them do this to them? Edward answers, there are so many of them. They must want to make sure, but he didn't finish. Bella knew his answers, though. It was Renesmee. She had known from the beginning that the Vulturi would come for her. Jasper pleads for Alice to search for the trigger. It was Irina. She decided to go to the Vulturi, and they will decide. It's like the decision was already made, though. They were just waiting for her. There's no way to stop her. She's already there. Bella thought on Irina's perspective. She saw a vampire and a werewolf who were best friends and also seen a beautiful child who was more than human. She had the history of her mother. Irina was not close enough to hear Renesmee's heart or feel her heat. Seeing the rosy cheeks could have been a trick for all she knew. She saw it to be her duty to turn the Cullens in. Bella points out that they're wrong, though. Renesmee isn't like the immortal children. She is alive and can grow and learn. Edward tells her that this isn't a crime that they hold a trial for. Arrow has seen Irina's proof, and they won't wait for them to show them that they're wrong. Bella asks what they can do, and Emma answers they'll fight. Jasper tells them that they can't win. Emmett knows that. They can't run either, though. They don't have many options. But they don't have to fight alone. Bella doesn't want to sentence the Quilliots to death, though. Emmett tells her to relax. He didn't mean the pack. But realistically, Jacob and Sam wouldn't ignore the invasion, even if it wasn't about Nessie. But also, thanks to Irina, Arrow also knows about their alliance with the pack. Emmett was initially thinking about their other friends, but Carlisle points out their other friends, they don't have to sentence them to death either. Emmett points out that they can decide for themselves, but they don't necessarily have to fight. If they stand there long enough, the Vulturi may hesitate, and Bella is right. They could force them to stop and listen, and it could stop the fight. Esme agrees.
Wait, that was Emmett's idea?
Yeah.
Good job, Emmett.
Good job, Emmett.
We like Emmett.
Rosalie points out that they need a lot of people to get them to hesitate. Alice points out that they need to be shown carefully. Alice is looking but can't see. She's panicking. They have to hurry and split up before the snow sticks to the ground. And Ella's...
Would you like some help? Nope, you got it. Strong, independent man, don't need no woman.
Yep.
Are you stuck?
Snow sticks to the ground, and to ask Alazar,
Alazar. I think.
Eleazar. Sorry. There is more to this than just an immortal child.
I'm trying to remember who is
ask him.
Alazar.
He will get to that.
Okay, yeah.
We're not supposed to know at this point.
Oh.
I don't believe so, right?
I don't.
Or is he in the wedding?
I don't
Hang
think
on.
he was.
I'm duplicating.
I don't.
E-L-E. Oh, nope. I need to E-L-E.
Alazar.
Yeah, he is in the... Yeah, Alazar is with Tanya, Kate, Irina, and Carmen.
Oh, yes. He's that one. Yep, got it.
Yeah, but we don't know why we have to ask him about the immortal children. If there was something more than the immortal children.
Yep, okay.
Because we don't know the connection yet.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
I think I'm remembering the connection.
Because we're in Bella's perspective. Edward asks for clarification. It's too fast. Ella exploded that she can't see. Jacob is almost here.
Wait, who exploded? Oh,
Alice.
Sorry, I heard Ella. I was like, what?
Who's Ella?
I know, that's why I was like, wait, who else is here?
Well, I mean, a lot of people do come, just not yet-ish. Well, start soon, I think.
Yeah, next couple of chapters.
Yeah. Rosalie offers to deal with Jacob, but Alice tells her to let him come in. Alice takes Jasper's hand and leads him out the back door. She'll be better far away from him and Nessie. She needs to concentrate. Alice calls out that they have to find them all as Jacob enters. Jacob asks what's going on, and no one answered him. Jacob takes in the room and asks what happened. When no one answers him again, he asks if Renesmee is okay, then tells Bella to please not mess with him. Bella chokes out that nothing's wrong with Renesmee. Jacob asks who then? Quote, all of us, Jacob, I whispered, and it was there in my voice too, the sound of the inside of a grave. It's over. We've all been sentenced to die. End quote. End of chapter 29. And I left some little notes I say thought, is Carlisle going to try to be heroic and go talk to them without the group and get killed? I could see him like going by himself to the Vulturi. But you can't tell me that Carlisle wouldn't do something like that.
Oh,
Because
for
he's
sure.
like, oh, we're buddies. And then you had told me that someone was going to die. And I was like, it's going to be Carlisle. Because I can see him being all like, I'm going to protect the family.
Don't do that, folks. Don't self-sacrifice when that's not the answer. And when you think it's the answer, it's probably not.
Yeah. So Connie's like, someone dies. And I'm like, okay. So this whole time I'm like, who dies? Who dies? I'm looking for any little detail that's going to be like, who dies? I'm like, it's Carlisle. Which I would be very sad if Carlisle actually died. Chapter 20. Oh, anything on chapter 28?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Let's like keep it going because now we're getting into the whoo.
All right. 29. They sat all night like statues. Alice didn't come back. Jacob was asleep in the corner. Sam knew everything and was preparing the wolves for what would come. Edward wonders if Era would have been able to surprise Alice. Emmett cussed, and they all snap into action. Jacob was awake now, and Bella yells at him to stay with Renesmee. They follow their trail. This could be a trap. They'll all stick together. Sam met up with them. He tells Carlisle just after midnight, Alice and Jasper came here to ask permission to cross their land to the ocean. He granted the request and escorted them. They immediately went into the water and didn't return. When they were traveling, Alice told Sam to say nothing to Jacob about seeing her until he spoke to Carlisle, and he was to wait here and give them this note and obey her as if all of our lives depended on it. Carlisle reads the note and tells them that Alice decided to leave them. He then turned it around for the rest of them to read. It said, quote, "Don't look for us. There isn't time to waste. Remember, Tanya...
Elazar?
No, I'm not going to say it right. Siobhan.
Siobhan.
There we go. I don't want to say any of the next one. Amun.
Amun?
Amun?
Amun? I don't remember on that one either.
And Alistar.
Alistar?
Alistar? Alistair.
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 Pretty sure.
I am so sorry. All the nomads you can find. We'll seek out Peter and Charlotte on our way. We're so sorry that we have to leave you this way with no goodbyes or explanations. It's the only way for us. We love you." End quote. They were all frozen. And I was too. I was pissed. I was
I
like,
remember
what do you
that
mean?
too. Yep.
Edward answers Sam's thoughts. Things are that dangerous. They don't know what she saw. Alice isn't unfeeling or a coward. She just has more information than they do. The wolves are bound differently than vampires. They have free will. But this isn't something that they want to involve themselves in. They have the chance to avoid what Alice saw. But Sam says that they don't run away. Sam is like pissed that Alice and Jasper just abandoned their family. He cannot wrap his head around this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alice, knowing what we know, Alice needed to write that note way better. That is like the worst way.
But she had to do it that way, though.
Oh, yeah, because of the thing.
Yeah, she had to.
Still sucks. But
It still sucks.
We'll blame Arrow.
Whatever his name is.
Meh.
Carlisle tells them to not get slaughtered for pride, tells the wolves to not get slaughtered for pride. Sam points out that Renesmee is as much part of their family as she is his. Jacob can't abandon her, and they won't abandon him. He looks down to Alice's note, and Edward tells him that he doesn't know Alice. Sam bluntly asks if he does.
Valid question.
It's just like a mic drop and leave situation. Bella then thinks of how she saw the Cullens as one unit, but Carlisle created Edward, Esme, Rose, and Emmett, and Edward created Bella. They were physically linked by venom. Alice had adopted the Cullens. She showed up with Jasper, and both of them had a life outside of the rest of them. Emmett snarls that he won't go down without a fight. Alice told them what to do. Let's get it done. Alice knew the odds and gave them the only chance she could see, but the chance was too slim for her to bet on. Renee points out the fresh trail they passed on the way here. Edward tells her that it's no use. Bella notices that Alice's note was from a page from one of Bella's books that she brought over from Charlie's. Bella wants to follow the trail, though, even if it just leads back to the house. Edward agrees to come with her and will meet the others at the house. They started on the trail. The note had bothered Bella. Alice could have written it on anything. Why her book specifically? The trail led to the cottage. Edward was confused and tried to reason it. Bella is sure that this is a message for her, and she tells Edward to give her a minute. She darts inside and shuts the door. Bella flips open the book, which is a William Shakespeare book, where the note was torn from. There was another note under the title, Destroy This. Below were names and addresses in Seattle. When Edward came in the door, the book was burning. I have to stand up and show you my frustration.
Does she have a photographic memory now? Honestly, that was one of my questions too when I read it. I was like, ma'am, I hope you remembered all that.
I was like, I understand that this is like make believe and this is a story about vampires and they don't exist and you can make up whatever you want. Fine. But this is another like plot hole. Does she have a photographic memory?
No. Like, it said names and addresses. Like, I'm sorry. I know that I am not good. Even in like high stress situations, if you want me to memorize a bunch of addresses.
I don't even know if I have your address memorized. I know how to get there, but I don't know if I have yours memorized. I can mostly get it.
I think I have yours. Yeah, no, I think I've got yours.
I think I can get most of yours, but that's
yeah,
because I don't look it up on GPS anymore, so I never see it.
Yep. And I'm just thinking, like, what addresses? Even my parents' houses. Like, my childhood one, I could tell you, but I know. But like both of my parents' houses now, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Someone has a lot of opinions. You may or may not be able to hear him, and by him I mean Bear. Yeah, so that frustrated me because I'm like, if you're gonna throw in something like that, one, if it's a normal person, that is not realistic. You see an address one time, you're not gonna memorize it.
Depending on the situation.
Okay, if it's like 10 addresses, you cannot tell me that you can memorize.
No, I am in my previous job in insurance. There were times when I had to work on multiple properties.
Yeah.
And I would have to have the multiple addresses. I would maybe start to get one memorized if I worked on it enough because I had to plug it in so many times. But even still,
But that's
I
like repetition.
Get rid of my notes. Yeah.
It was, what if I gave you a random address and just like give it to you for 10 seconds and be like, memorize this. And then I take it away.
No.
Because that's what it sounded like, did it not?
It did. No.
It sounds like she just walked in there. She glanced down. She's like, oh, addresses.
Names. Got it. No.
And then burnt the book.
I know.
I'm frustrated too.
Yeah. No. It's fine. It's fine. It's just one of those things that's so unrealistic. It just takes you out.
Yeah. So when Edward comes in, he asks what's going on, and Bella catches him up to speed, saying that Alice is trying to tell her something, and she went to great lengths to keep it from everyone else. She's the only person whose mind Edward couldn't read, so she must want to keep him in the dark, and it has to be for a good reason. When Alice and Bella were on their way to Italy to rescue Edward, Alice lied to Jasper so he wouldn't come after them. She knew that he would die if he faced the Vulturi. She was willing to die herself than to put him in danger, and she was willing to for Bella and Edward to die too. To to die too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just one of those where writing versus speaking, no bueno.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, it looks correct. It sounds really not correct. She has her priorities, and Jasper wouldn't have gone. She must be lying to him, too. They head to the house. Carlisle and the others are already preparing to leave, and we're waiting for Edward and Bella. Bella wondered where they were off to, but they are going to stay. The rest of them will send people their way. Emmett and Rosalie will be looking for nomads. Tanya's family will be here in the morning, and they have no idea why. Edward has to go about this carefully and not react the same as Irina. Secondly, he needs to find out about Elazar, then to ask to witness. They then say their goodbyes. Renesmee turns in Jacob's arms to put her hand on his face. He then tells her he isn't sure if Carlisle's friends will come. He hopes, though. Renesmee clearly understood what was going on. Jacob continues that they can't help. They have to stay here so people can come see her. Renesmee frowned, and Jacob says he doesn't have to go anywhere, and then looked at Edward. He explained that the vampires who are coming aren't the same. Tanya's family is one of the only ones who regard human life, and they don't think that well of werewolves. It may be safer for Renesmee if her story isn't tainted by association with werewolves. Carlisle had explained the immortal children to Jacob last night. He is impressed by the scars that they left. Edward tells Jacob he knows how hard it is to be away from Renesmee, but they will play it by ear. Either way, she will have to be on and off grid the next few weeks. She'll have to be at the cottage until the right moment comes to introduce her. Jacob agrees, and Edward points out that he should tell Sam what's going on. Bella made her way to the computer and tried to look like she was absent-mindedly running her fingers on the key while staring into the forest. Bella was trying to look up an address that Alice left. It didn't seem to exist. She was pushing her luck, though, and she deleted the history. Bella went back to staring into the forest. Renesmee came over to Bella and jumped into her arms. Bella feared for her life, for Edward's, and for the rest of her family, but it was nothing compared to the terror that she felt for her daughter. She could bear the rest if she had to, but not her life. Renesmee touched Bella's cheek. She showed her all of their family: Edward, Jacob, Rosalie, Esme, Carlisle, Alice, Jasper, Seth, Leah, Charlie, Sue, and Billy, over and over. She settled on Alice's face, longing and confused. Bella tells her she isn't sure, but Alice is doing the right thing. She then thought the right thing for her anyways. She didn't like thinking of Alice this way, but how else could it be understood? Renesmee sighed, and Bella tells her that she misses her too. Bella's eyes felt strange. This is what it was like to cry. Renesmee's eyes glistened, and a tear formed at the edge of her eye. Bella wiped it away with a kiss. Quote, she touched her eye in amazement and then looked at the wetness on her fingertip. Don't cry, I told her. It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. I will find you a way through this. If there was nothing else I could do, I would save my Renesmee. I was more positive than ever that this was what Alice would give me. She would know. She would have left me away. End quote. End of chapter 29.
Hmm. Any thoughts on that chapter?
Dun dun dun.
Very much.
We're getting to that. You know, I was expecting things to move faster. I don't know why, because this is Twilight. But I read this and I'm like, oh, things are going to get moving real fast. It's kind of it's a big,
It's a big amp up.
it's a big amp up, which Stephanie really likes the long drawn out ramp ups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything for you on chapter 29?
I remember at the time when I was reading it and having that like, oh my god moment when Alice left. But then
Yeah.
like the note being there for Bella, and I was like, it
It's
just doesn't
weird.
feel like Alice would leave after all this. Like it just doesn't feel that way. And I remember feeling shocked that the Cullens were so quick to be like, oh, Alice just left.
Yeah.
And like condemning. Well, not condemning, but like, no, it was kind of condemning.
Kind of.
Yeah, and I was like, really? Like, you guys have known her for the better part of a century, and okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the one who knows her the least amount of time, Bella, is the one who's like, no, there's something here.
Yeah. I
No
remember,
loyalty.
yeah, I remember reading that and be like so pissed off, but then I'm like, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're continuing because this goes on for a long time. And I'm like, but Alice is doing blah. Well, we'll get to that. I guess I won't say anything. I won't get into that because I'm ready to just talk about all of it now.
Welcome to where I have been the entirety of this book.
I am so sorry, but again, our next roles are going to be reversed real soon here.
We're getting there. Which is a good time to mosey on into chapter 30.
Irresistible. Bella had a lot to think about. How would she find time alone to track down Jay Jenkins, which was the name left? And why did Alice want her to know about him? She then worried, what if that doesn't help save her daughter? How would they convince Tanya's family? What if they reacted like Irina? Bella didn't know how to fight. She only had a month to learn. She was just doomed. Bella had to put Renesmee down for bed in the cottage. Jacob was outside in wolf form, ready to protect. Bella walked out to Edward, planning on asking him all of her questions. He spun around to face her and kissed her. She didn't think of her questions for the rest of the night, and they stayed up together until the sun came up. We are still, the face is because we are still traumatized for the end of chapter whatever. And if you guys have watched all of them, you know which chapter.
Wait, but if they were engaging in activities and Jacob was there to
Very unfortunate for that super hearing.
yeah, super hearing, super trauma.
So they get ready for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And Edward agrees to train Bella to fight. For the Vulturi, Alec and Jane are their greatest defense. Their defensive players rarely do anything. Alec does the opposite of Jane in a way. He can make you feel nothing. Sometimes they do this before someone is executed.
So the opposite of Jasper then?
No. This is bad because he cuts off everything. No pain, no sight, no smell, nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah, that's opposite of Jasper, who makes you feel things.
Well, yeah, but he can't make you see things.
Alice can't make you see things.
Jane, opposite of Jane.
Oh, I heard the opposite of Alice. That's why I was like, what?
Maybe I did say Alice. Opposite of Jane. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was just sitting there and I'm like, wait, am I missing something major?
Alec, you know, it might be the A's. It could be the A's.
An AL.
Alec does the opposite of Jane in a way. My bad. He can make you feel nothing. Sometimes they do this before someone is executed. It's bad because he cuts off everything. No pain, no sight, no sound, no smell. And he can do this to everyone at the same time. Bella asks if he's a good fighter. Aside from what he can do, he probably can't do that to Bella. Bella thinks even though she's a newborn, she may be able to distract him and give the others a chance. Edward pleads Bella. He'll teach her what he can, but don't make him think about her sacrificing herself as a diversion. Bella then thinks if she's able to kill them, that would make a huge difference. Bella then asks about Dimitri, and Edward tells her he is Edward's. Like he's
Oh,
his. He's his.
Edward's like, I called dibs on
That's
killing
that's
him.
mine. Don't think about it. He's mine.
Got it. Why?
This is for Alice. It's the only thanks he can give her for the last 50 years.
What's Alice's connection to Dimitri?
I don't know what beef is between her and Dimitri. Maybe because isn't he the tracker?
No, I don't actually want to. We'll keep going because I'm sure I'm probably missing something. People in the comments, let us know.
Let us know what we're missing because this has been drawn out. I feel like we've been on Breaking Dawn for a long time, so it's hard to. I don't have a map keeping every single detail. I have notes, but this is a 106-page document.
It gets confusing.
It gets confusing. Now, Eleazar, he knows everything when it comes to the Vulturi because he used to be one. The people that are with the Alaska Coven.
Oh, yes. Why is it so hard for me to remember that?
Because there's a lot of people. We're about to meet a ton of people.
I feel like we need like a chart.
I know. That's what I was thinking as I was...
Like have to do the whole middle school project where you go to...
Oh, no.
Go to Michael's, you get one of those big...
Poster
boards.
Yep.
The fun markers, the washi tape, the why is your tail wet? Or was it just cold? Well...
Concerns?
I think it was just cold. But all of a sudden it was against my ankle and I'm like,
Questions.
The other one's wet and we know why, but why are you?
So he used to be a Vulturi. He's a very gentle person and he wasn't happy with the Vulturi. He respected the law and it needs to be upheld. He doesn't regret his time with them, but when he found Carmen, he found his place and they met Tanya and her sisters and never looked back. They are well suited to their lifestyle, and Edward doesn't doubt that even if they never found Tanya, they probably would have found a way to live without human blood. His ability was feeling others' gifts just by being in proximity to them. Then he left. The Vulturi aren't supposed to be villains. Each member is there because they want to be. They aren't forced to be. While waiting for Tanya and the others, Renesmee nestled into Bella. Her hands were against her cheek, but there weren't any images. She didn't have images for how she felt. She whispers, "What if they don't like me?" Jacob starts to reassure her, but Bella's look silenced him. She continues that they don't understand her because they haven't met anyone like her. Getting them to understand is the problem. She's special, and that's not a bad thing. Renesmee shakes her head. This is all her fault. The rest of them immediately say no, and before they could continue, they heard them coming. Tanya, Kate, Eleazar, and Carmen were here. Tanya asks what the problem is, then asks where Carlisle is and if they can come in. Edward hesitates. None of them are okay, but they are physically fine. He is met with more questions, and he asks for them to listen to everything before they react. After a long silence, Tanya agrees. 4 sets of footsteps come in, and Tanya knew the wolves were involved. Edward says yes, but they're on our side again. Another female asks where Bella is. Edward tells them that she'll join shortly. Edward takes a breath and then asks for them to listen. Tanya assumes a wolf. She can hear a heart. Kate or Carmen hears thrumming, maybe a bird. Edward says no, but remember that. Now what do you smell aside from a werewolf? Eleazar asks if there's a human here. Tanya disagrees. It's not human, but closer to human than the rest of what is here. She doesn't think she's ever smelt that before. Edward assures her that she hasn't, and then begs them to again remember this, and it's something new entirely. She promises. Edward tells Bella to bring Renesmee out. Bella comes out, and Tanya takes 4 steps back and quivered. Kate jumped to the door and braced herself against the wall. Eleazar jumped in front of Carmen. Edward reminds them that they promised to listen. He then slowly points out her features again and explains how this is possible. Carmen points out to Eleazar that the resemblance is there. She has her mother's eyes and father's face. Renesmee smiles in response and then touches Bella's face, showing her Carmen's face and wondering if she's okay. Bella then asks Carmen if Renesmee could tell you about herself. She has a gift for explaining things. Carmen was still smiling and asks if she speaks. Renesmee answers her. She does, but she can show her better. She placed her hand on her cheek and Carmen stiffened. Eleazar went to yank her hand away, but Carmen told him to wait. Renesmee was showing Carmen everything. Minutes passed and Carmen's eyes were wide. She was really their daughter. That's such a vivid gift and could only have come from a gifted father. Edward asks if she believed what she saw. Carmen replied without a doubt. Eleazar was in distress. Carmen took his hand and assured her that Edward spoke only truth. The child can show him. Renesmee places a hand on his head, once getting the nod from Carmen, and he jerked away. Tanya asked what she did, but Carmen tells him that she is showing her side of the story. Renesmee continues. When she was finished, he smiled at her and then tells Tanya that this is not an immortal child she can see for herself. Tanya and then Kate took turns and watched. They too went from skeptical to completely won over. Edward thanks them for listening. Tanya then connects the dots. The danger doesn't come directly from the child, but the Vulturi, and asks how they found out and when they're coming. When Edward tells them about the day in the mountains, Kate hisses, "Irina did this to you? To Carlisle?" Tanya was in disbelief. There is no way. Edward tells them that Alice saw her go to them. Eleazar asks how she could do such a thing. Edward points out if they had only seen her from a distance and didn't wait for an explanation. Tanya continues, no matter what she thought, they're family. Edward tells them there's nothing they can do about it. Alice gave them about a month. They're all coming, not just the guards. Arrow, Caius, Marcus. Yay!
Yeah.
Marcus and the wives. No guarantees I can do it next time.
We'll take it. It was a victory.
Oh, gosh. So getting all of them will take time. Eleazar is shocked. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they put their wives in danger? Alice said it was more than just punishment for what they think that they've done and thought that he could help. Eleazar paces and thinks. Edward points out that he isn't asking them to die to try to help. They're looking for witnesses to make them pause for a moment for them to explain. It's hard to doubt the story when you've seen it for yourself. The point of the restriction was to protect them from exposure, from the child who can't be tamed. Renesmee interjects that she isn't dangerous. She hasn't ever hurt Grandpa, Sue, or Billy. She loves humans and wolf people like her Jacob. I still hate that. Edward points out if Irina had waited a little, they could have avoided all this. She grows so fast. Carmen points out that they will be able to promise that they have seen her mature themselves. How could they ignore such evidence? Eleazar mumbled, "How indeed," but didn't look up and continued to pace. Tanya agrees that they will witness for them and will consider what more to do. Edward starts protesting to her thoughts. They don't expect them to fight. And then we are going to end the end of the episode out with a book quote.
Oh, yeah, we said 28, 29, and 30 for today.
Yeah. If the Vulturi won't pause to listen to our witness, we cannot simply stand by, Tanya insisted. Of course, I should only speak for myself. Kate snorted. Do you really doubt me so much, sister? Tanya smiled widely at her. It is a suicide mission, after all. Kate flashed a grin back and then shrugged nonchalantly. I'm in. I, too, will do what I can to protect the child, Carmen agreed. Then, as if she couldn't resist, she held her arm out toward Renesmee. May I hold you? And then says something, and I'm assuming Italian, and I can't. Oh, you might be able to say it.
Yeah, I might be able to help. Bear, you should go outside or inside because that's really cold. A mother's love. Didove. Baby, it's like Bebe Linda. It's a term of endearment.
I assumed that it wasn't going to be easy to say. I'm like, I'm going to say it, and it looks like
I can't say it without sounding like I'm making fun of an Italian accent. So just Bebe Linda.
Bebe Linda. Okay, well, I was being dramatic, I guess.
No, it's definitely
I saw the little thing and it scared me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Help.
Shoot, is it Bebe Linda?
Bebe Linda?
I think it might be Linda.
Linda?
Bebe Linda.
Okay. May I hold you, Bebe Linda?
I think it is Bebe Linda.
Baby, whatever. I'm probably not going to cut that, so you're welcome.
Yay. It's been a while since I took Italian.
Renesmee reached eagerly toward Carmen, delighted with her new friend. Carmen hugged her close, murmuring to her in Spanish. Oh, Spanish.
Oh.
Okay.
Carmen Spanish.
So it might just be Linda. Maybe we're overcomplicating things.
More than likely.
I see the, what is that even? What
accent.
Is that? Thank you. Yeah. I always forget what it's called. I see those and I just go, I don't know.
Yeah, you think that's, honestly, I prefer that versus German. Like the umdes, I think they're the dots.
Oh, those. I don't know. I only took ASL in high school.
I want to pick that up again.
Yeah. We're almost done. Okay.
Almost done.
Renesmee reached eagerly toward Carmen, delighted with her new friend. Carmen hugged her close, murmuring to her in Spanish. It was like it had been with Charlie, and before that, with all the Cullens. Renesmee was irresistible. What was it about her that drew everyone to her? That made them willing to even pledge their lives in her defense. For a moment, I thought that maybe what we were attempting might be possible. Maybe Renesmee could do the impossible and win over our enemies as she had our friends. And then I remembered that Alice had left us, and my hope vanished as quickly as it had appeared. And that is our episode today.
So stuff is about to happen.
It's not more build yet.
Yeah, we're getting there, but
the next how many chapters are going to be building? I mean, it's cool building though.
It is.
It's just again with the whole, which was it, eclipse? That I was like, they led up to this the whole.
And then you get like not even 8 pages of killing Victoria.
Victoria, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, who are we talking about here? Yeah. The whole book led up to basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, again, kind of what really happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other final thoughts for 28, 29, 30?
No, I mean, I was really, I'm trying to think of the mindset that I was in while I was reading and taking notes. I was expecting this to be leading up to a really big fight. That is how I saw it ending. Like, they're getting all these people, and I'm like, it's not just going to be a, hey, we're going to chat. Like, it's going to be, like, ends in fighting because they're all talking about it. It's going to be ending in fighting. No one's going to listen.
I will say the movie so far, this is not at all how the movie did the whole meeting of Renesmee. Like, it's not at all. Nope.
They just plop her out and be like, here's a baby. And then they're like,
Not, it's, you'll see. But, like, it's just completely different. Where, like, this one, I appreciate that he's like, what do you hear? What do you see? Which, actually, that is a method of getting someone out of panic attacks, isn't it? Yeah. Let's go through the senses. Makes a person a lot more able to process stuff logically. I appreciate that. Don't believe we get that in the movie. I don't think we have as much staring in the movie. Or if we have, I blocked it out.
Hopefully we don't have the cringy moments like we do on whatever chapter that was.
Oh, there will be cringe, but it's...
But oh dear, wish us luck. That's gonna be, we might have to, my big question to you, do we rip the Band-Aid off and get it done in one day, or is this a 2-day thing? One day. Okay, one day.
This one's going to be, we set it up at my house, plan an entire Saturday, start by 10.
How long are they?
At least 2 hours each.
Okay.
And I'm also just anticipating...
Can we have a mental health walk in the middle?
That's exactly why I'm saying it's a full day, because we're going to need time in the middle for food and WALK and just needing a break.
That's good.
I'm also not the person who can sit and watch 2 movies back to back.
I'm not. I can barely watch one movie.
Same. Multiple episodes, somehow that's okay. But I don't always pay full attention to it.
Yeah, I don't. But any other last minute comments on the past 3? We're jumping way ahead. We're talking movie. That's not for a couple weeks. Yeah. Anything on the past 3 chapters?
No. Yeah, you?
We're building up.
We're getting there.
Mm-hmm. I think the next couple chapters are really cool, though, too, as you meet more people. So I am really excited about that.
This is really putting my knowledge to the test, seeing if I remember all the little things.
I like the whole, like, you meet a new person and they also have talents.
Yes,
and you get to learn their talents. That is very cool.
Mm-hmm. God, we really should have a chart. But that is more time than we're willing to invest at this point, so...
We're on the tail end of this thing.
We got it. But thank you for joining us today. We will see y'all either on our next Who Knows What Wednesday, or what did we decide? Series Saturday?
No, it was something like the Netflix and Chill one. Oh, Chapter and Chill.
Chapter and Chill. There we go. We'll get it eventually.
Chapter and Chill Saturday.
Chapter and Chill Saturday. All right. Mm-hmm. One day we'll get that the first time. Today is not that day. Until then, adios.
Bye.
Chapter and Chill, Chapter and Chill, Chapter. I'm going to say Netflix and Chill.
I know. That's what popped in my head first.
Yeah. We're not doing that with the internet.
Nope.
Not that type of podcast.